They're a city of losers. I mean, they are the city of losers.
That's a hot take.
It's like, at least you have that, but in the sense of like even the
for
Ramsey
me is
stuff,
where my
I feel like we could have Vaughn thing or like
even
anybody
Minkah
that
Fitzpatrick.
hindsight is 20/20 in that aspect.
All right, welcome back to another Tranquilo Sports episode.
We're
But
back.
not only
We're
another
back.
one, brand new season, brand new studio. We are recording our first ever episode
Yes.
in the new studio. I mean,
Yes.
what better time to be alive? It's here. Football season's here. The new space is here. We're rolling in at a perfect time to kick this off.
100%. Year 3, going to our third fin season together, doing this, and again, like you mentioned, new backdrop. It doesn't even do this place justice. This place is gorgeous, beautiful, and we are ready
Hell yeah.
to kick off the new season in a new area, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, we really are.
Come on.
You can see you got the John Daly sign behind us here with the little lit sig back there. You can't see it over my shoulder, but it's there.
Yeah.
Got the Cool Cat sign, Cosmo Tires, best place to get your tires. Not
Yep.
even a question. Affordable pricing, high quality, you name it.
Yeah.
And with that, high quality, we're talking about the Dolphins this year.
Yes, we are.
High quality team, yes or no?
Maybe. It's getting to the point of the year where I will convince myself that we're going all the way.
Right.
It's starting to get there. Again, for me, it started a little bit later this year. You know, obviously the draft came and went, and then, you know, this summer I haven't been as into, you know, a lot of the offseason stuff as I have been in the past. But it's once August hits, which
We're here.
Yeah, it's pretty much here. It's when it comes undefeated time. Like,
Yeah.
there is no stopping this hype train. I mean, this is going to be the greatest season of all time. All right? So this is going to be single-handedly the greatest season of all time.
Hell yeah. No, listen, like we were talking offline, there's plenty of reasons to be optimistic. Yeah, right? Like there really is, and we'll go through that. But there's reasons to be a little weary going into the season.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the way this roster has been built over the course of the last 3 years, you know, there's still a ton of talent on this team.
Yeah.
And you got guys coming back. You've got guys, obviously, that we've lost. Shout out Vaughn.
Shout out Jonnu. I mean, what the hell was
And
that?
Jonnu.
Definitely want to talk about that.
We got to get
because-
into that.
Yes.
We'll get into that.
All right.
Because I have a rant on that whole situation.
We'll hold it.
But yes, we've lost some big pieces of this team, but we've brought in some other pieces, you know, to kind of fill some of these gaps. But before we get into that, let's talk about kind of like this offseason that we've had, right? Mm-hmm. And we could start with your boy Jonnu.
Yes.
That was obviously a big one. It was a blockbuster trade with the way it all kind of went down. But talk to me a little bit about that. Obviously, Jonnu wanted the paycheck and all that, but, you know, it didn't work out.
Here's my thing with that is, like, yes, there is that whole aspect of, are you willing to pay this guy? He wants to stay, though. Like,
Of course. It's very evident that he wanted to stay.
We are talking about the best player on our offense
Only Pro
last
Bowler
year.
last
The
year.
only Pro Bowler on the entire team. He was by far the best player, and the player, honestly, who showed the most heart throughout the season, never gave up, was fighting till the very end. And he wanted to stay in Miami. He wanted to be a part of this team. And, you know, granted, I don't know the number he was specifically looking for. Would it have probably been a little high for someone who...
He got 12 with the Steelers, so I'm assuming it had to
Yeah.
be somewhere in that 10 range.
Yeah. He's very good. And in my opinion, obviously I'm biased, FI Panther Paul's up, but, like, unbiasedly, like, he was so good
That was great.
that losing him and then replacing him with Darren Waller heated me up to no end. I was actually so pissed when that trade happened. I look back on it, and I'm, like, pissed that he's just not here anymore.
Yeah.
Less about that I think it's a really bad move, where I don't think it's a great move. We can talk about because it's obviously it's him and Jalen Ramsey, and we're getting back Minkah Fitzpatrick, which I have a whole thing about him later. But it just hurts. Like, it sucks. Like, I literally just got his jersey for Christmas. I was so pumped. Like, every single time, my last two jerseys, We're Vaughn and him, and
So you gotta stop
8 and
buying
9. I gotta
jerseys.
stop. Well, I got Tua still, so I guess. Yeah.
Oh,
I got Tua, baby. But yeah, so I'm more pissed because of how much I liked him himself and how much of a fan of Jonnu I am.
yeah.
Than I am about the move. Like if it was maybe another tight end who put up the same numbers and it's like, okay, we can probably deal with it. But like I think my love for him is over trumping all that, like my maybe rational mind.
Yeah.
But even with that, like thinking rationally, it's still like it's not like he was like giving up like a bad player by any means. He was legitimately really good. So it's like now we have to figure out how we're gonna replace him. Darren Waller, I'm sorry people, is not the answer. The Noah Fant reports lately, I'm honestly a little okay with that.
That would be great. That would be great.
I would take Noah Fant for sure.
He's got
but for
options,
me,
though.
To let Jonnu go for basically, I mean, I know it's him and Ramsey for Fitzpatrick, and I think
And like a seventh
round
rounder,
or
maybe a
something.
conditional
It hurts,
Yeah.
and I wish they obviously didn't do it. I would have loved to have Jonnu here for the rest of his career.
Of course, yeah. I mean, he's coming off a great season. It is a tough spot to be in when these guys, want the money and you're obviously working against the cap and you have all these other signings that you've made. But this is where the rant kind of comes into play, right? So you have all this, right? And I know the Jonnu thing kind of happened a little bit later on, right? It wasn't necessarily as the draft was happening or anything like that. At least that to our knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? How much the Dolphins knew about Jonnu and his contract situation, I feel like they had to have known, right? I feel like they had to have known. But this is where my thing is, right? You had an opportunity to extend Vaughn, not this season, right? Not when he was a free agent, the year before, right? There was already lingering discussions about, hey, who do you extend that's coming up on a contract year? Vaughn was one of those guys, right? What do? They went and they paid Ramsey, who decided to not show up to practice because his hamstring was bothering him, gets paid and shows up to practice the next day, right?
Yeah.
Who now is not on your roster, right?
Yeah.
So you used money against your cap and paid Jalen Ramsey. Not to say anything, Jalen Ramsey is a freaking stud.
Jalen Ramsey,
top corner in the league. No questions asked, right? We'd love to still have him on our roster. But you could have avoided all of this in the fact that you extend Vaughn earlier on. You're not paying him the $15 million a year that he would have gotten because you're paying him a year in advance, essentially. Probably could have extended
who
him.
knows what he would have wanted, though.
You probably could have extended him for 13, like in that ballpark, not that much at a discount, but essentially at a discount considering like where cap numbers are and the ratio on that. So you bring him in, you have a young stud safety that you now have for, at least another 3 years, essentially. You could have used some of that money to then bring back a guy like Jonnu, right? And then all of a sudden, your pieces are still together. You have guys that are bought into the system. You have guys that know the organization, that are bought in and now extended your true Finn identity over the course of a lifetime, right? Then all of this happens.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you lose Jonnu. You lose Javon. You don't have anybody in your secondary. You went and you got a couple. You get a couple guys in free agency. Ashton Davis, who obviously he got hurt today.
We are dropping like flies.
Yeah, dropping like flies. But imagine if you bring back both of those guys, you're good. Let's say you knew about the Jonnu situation, right? Jonnu all of a sudden is going to walk because you can't pay him, right? Because you just don't have it.
Yeah.
Why the hell doesn't Tyler Warren come into the conversation in the draft?
That for me is where because the issue with like the whole Vaughn thing or like even anybody that hindsight is 20/20 in the aspect where they think Ramsey, yes, he's trying to hold out, but like who knows? Like if we had a good year, like Ramsey's probably still on this team. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
He's a diva, but like he probably would have stayed. So it's like at least you have that, but in the sense of like even the Ramsey stuff, like I feel like we could have. And I get it. We got Minkah Fitzpatrick in this trade, right?
Minkah's a stud, 100%.
He's a stud, although I have my questions about him.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy who's a diva. We just brought back a guy who didn't want to be here.
He was a diva, though, but it seemed more to be around the head coach at the time versus... I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyway, it's more of that. Like, we had, and I get it. Maybe that's just... I mean, Tyler Warren, in my opinion, is going to be...
He's going to be
a stud.
Could
be generational tight end. I mean, he's a stud, what he did at Penn State.
But we needed a D-tackle in that spot, too.
I don't want to complain about the draft, but yes, because if we don't end up getting Noah Fant,
Right, we don't really have
the
you're relying on a
losing
Waller.
at tight end is substantial. I do like the addition of my God, I always forget his name. The guy from Tennessee who's going to be our wide receiver.
Heinz.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nicole,
exactly.
Yeah.
Big
So,
body.
like,
So
he
we
will
still
take
have
a
that
lot
big
of that
target.
role.
Yes, exactly.
But still, like it's. Imagine if we just had Jonnu as right there. We have four
I know.
legit options.
Thrived in the system.
Probably some of the best. Probably one of the top 5 best running back rotations.
Yes.
I'd probably say, and again, the O-line is again the biggest issue, biggest question mark more than anything else. Armstead retired, but we do address pick in the draft, and so, but like it's just like, it infuriates me that Jonnu's gone. Honestly, it's a personal thing. It's a personal thing.
I just think like Greer does such a good job of basically putting out these fires, right? Because if you don't land Minkah, then this team is in a ton of question marks, right? Like Minkah put a patch on this whole situation.
Yes, because it's a position of need for sure.
100%. You addressed it in free agency. You got a couple guys that were starters in the league. They're good, but they're not the Javons of the world or the Minkahs of the world and these other top safeties, right? You bring Minkah into the fold, it's like, okay, now you got a guy over top that you can rely on that's a captain of the defense that can really, really change the dynamic of the secondary, right? But it's like, again, you kind of go back to this whole thing, like we had all these pieces. So it's like what you lost, you were able to get back, but it's like you could have avoided this whole situation in its entirety if you would have just brought back the pieces and just then fill other gaps that you may need it at, right? Address the offensive line even more. Address the corner.
We still need depth at cornerback.
No, we need depth at corner.
We
need depth at offensive line, and I want to talk about the offensive line, but that's the thing. It's like, yes, we've done a good job of like filling some of the holes, but like they were self-inflicted holes that we put on our own self. It's like you created a hole at safety. You created a hole at corner. You created a hole here. Like all these holes were holes that like the tight end position. Like that's another hole that we created.
But we created them because we did to their defense. They weren't cheap they went all in last year. Obviously, I mean, they're giving extensions to Waddle.
Yeah.
Granted, whether or not you look back and think there was honestly all of these were worth it. The 201 is obviously the biggest one.
Of course, but
Waddle,
quarterback
Reed,
position's always going to be the
Ramsey,
biggest one.
Chubb, like all these guys who,
Yeah, but
you
want to go.
You look
you
back
go down
on
to
it,
that.
and
Injuries we've been plagued.
Of course, and that's why the 2020 hindsight thing. It sucks because this team had so much potential, and I don't want to harp on the past because I want to look forward.
Yeah.
But a lot of it starts by we did go out and pay a lot of these stars to try to go all in, and it unfortunately hasn't worked out in our favor.
Yeah.
So that's why these holes have, because we didn't have enough money to
it.
end up paying the Vons and the stuff, like especially because we just paid
done it.
Ramsey, and at the time, to be honest, looking back, it's like, oh shit, but like Ramsey was still really good last year. Like he's still like one of our best players on defense. So like, if it wasn't for the fact that he's such a damn diva, and he's such the opposite of Jonnu. Jonnu wanted to be here. He wanted to be here. Bring back Jonnu. I should have worn my Jonnu jersey.
What, you think Jonnu thrives with Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. That's going to be. I think he can. It's just whether or not
they have tight ends too. They have Frymuth. They have good tight ends.
It's more
too.
Rodgers more than anything. And I think if used correctly, he's one of the best mismatches at the tight end position.
Yeah.
Really, probably in the top 5 to 8 range. So he could. If Rodgers having a good year, he's going to have a good year. It all really depends on which Rodgers we get and how he's doing. Toward the back. Essentially, his last year.
The Steelers are like a team that
it's like a retirement home, but it's like an all-in retirement home now.
We're not a retirement home, but like they could be very good or they could be really bad.
And what I'm saying, what I'm saying about the Steelers is just like some of the moves that they've made this offseason have been.
Yeah, they got DK.
But
this is losing Minkah is going to hurt them.
100%. Yeah, but they just got somebody too.
But he ain't replacing Minkah.
No. Minkah's one of the best safeties in the league. As much as I'm going to make fun of him being diva, he's on our team now. So if he wants
might be
to
here
be
for
here,
the long haul.
If I don't see that's again, don't extend him. This is what I'm talking about. Like
what?
No, don't extend him. Let him play out this year.
No. You got to put, No, don't extend him before the season.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
God, if he has an incredible All-Pro year
and
wants to stay here, pay the man.
No, but that would make sense.
But he wants one now. And I'm like, dude, no. No. Let's let these players play a year. And then, let's see.
That makes my whole Vaughn argument that much more fucking stronger because
it contradicts what you're
because you're
saying.
gonna end up paying Minkah $17 million.
I know.
That's the crap that pisses me off. Like that's a self-inflicted wound that we could have freaking avoided.
Yeah, but let's see if Minkah's all pro. It ends up, I guess, being worth it. But honestly, also paying us safety $17 million is go draft another one.
That's my argument.
All right, let's look forward. Forward only.
Talk to me about the offensive line. I know you brought up to it. I have my thoughts on it. I'm actually pretty optimistic about it.
I don't think it's very thin. I like the starting O-line. Not that I think it's going to be top in the league or something, but I think it's a very solid
We're relying on youth.
If the youth hit, right? It's like, we just signed Jonas. Like, if he hits, we are, I think, in a very good spot.
Very good
Brewer
spot.
coming off a great year.
Yeah.
Obviously, Armstead leaving, but that's what we got Paul for. So you're hoping.
And Armstead's spoken so highly about him, too.
Exactly. And you're hoping that he took advantage of his rookie year, learning from a guy like Armstead. And then, you've got, Austin Jackson. Like, you've got guys.
No, you got
outside of the two rookies, you've got a lot of, like.
Daniels was a great free agent signing.
Exactly.
He's coming off an Achilles injury, so that's the
worrisome.
other thing.
But but that's for me, my only worry there is the depth.
Yeah.
I like the core we have.
Yep.
Now, of course, it relies on hitting on these two rookies.
Exactly.
One rookie, one sophomore, but
basically a rookie in terms of like starting a season from day one.
And at least he got some reps last year, right? Because obviously Armstead missed some time. So he's not at least he's got some under his belt, but obviously we're going to need him to kind of take a similar leap that Austin Jackson took, right? Like Austin Jackson got paid because of the leaps that he took, and we're hoping to hit there. So the O-line actually doesn't worry me as much. And as much as we were just talking about, I don't want to harp on Jonnu again, but I do think the offense is still going to be very good.
It should be.
It worries me. Obviously, last year we looked very stagnant at points. It looked like the offense had been figured out. The only person that could get open was Jonnu Smith. I do think that going to this year, I think Waddle needs to take a jump. We paid the man to take the leap. He needs to take over the wide receiver one. And I do think Reek, for as crazy of a human being that man is, he is still, in my opinion, one of the best receivers in this league. He is still one of the fastest in this league. Even
the dominant.
Usually, you hit at this point in your career as a wide receiver, you see a decline. And Reek, you can say, declined last year. He was dealing with injuries, a ton of other stuff.
Exactly.
That he
I don't think that's talent related or anything like that.
I think he comes back this year with a vengeance, and I think the offense is going to be in a good place as long, obviously, as Tua can stay healthy.
Exactly. No. I mean, that's at the end of the day the story with this offense.
Yeah.
I do think though, with the way this offensive line is built, the running game has to become a factor, right?
Yes.
Like you have to be able to run the ball and not be able to run it outside. Like run it in the trenches, run it up the middle, short down distance. That's been a huge problem for us.
Literally our Achilles heel for some reason.
Because we didn't have interior guys.
We don't.
And now essentially we should have that, right? So now you would think, okay, hey, if we can run the ball, that's gonna make guys obviously press. Like simple football math, right? You run the ball, guys are gonna press, it's gonna open up the pass. We weren't able to do that last year very well.
No.
And not consistently. Like there's some games we look like we figured out, other games it was like, dude, we can't run the ball for crap.
And we're so screen heavy too.
If you can now run the ball consistently, it's going to make Tua's job that much easier. It's going to open up the passing game. I mean, you look at the stats when whoever was passing the ball, but when we were throwing the balls, guys weren't getting open. Tua's just putting the ball in these tight windows. And why do you think that happens? If you can't run the ball, drop guys back in coverage. You want to run cover 3 against us? By all means, we'll just run the ball all day. That's the world we need to be able to live in, because if defenses want to do that, that's just going to allow us to do what we should be able to do. You got Achane, you got Jalen Wright, you got Ollie Gordon, you got Alexander Madison. You got a good, solid crew of different style backs that you should be able to take advantage of, which will then obviously lead to more success in the passing game and just the overall offense as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that 2 years ago we were the best offense in football. Right. To dropping down to the 20s range. We need to see. I need to see this offense go. I'm not saying
go.
I'm not saying we have to be the number one offense in the league. Obviously, I would love that, but like we need to
10
prove.
offense.
Yeah, we 100%. We need to prove that it wasn't a one-year fluke.
Right.
Like this is a team, and this is all falls a lot on Mike McDaniels. Like
1000%.
This is his hot seat year. Like if he survived last year, I don't think he survives this year if we do not.
Him and Greer shouldn't survive if we don't win a playoff game this year.
I
That's
agree.
my bar.
Wholeheartedly. Me too.
And I feel like that's got to be Ross's bar too.
It's got to be. It's got to be. And this is, by the way, that's like almost.
And even if injuries come into play again, I mean, so be it. It just didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work because you can't
do
keep
rebuild. I can't.
No, I don't want to do it either. But I also don't want to do.
I know it's the stagnant years. Like we're staying right in the middle, and we're drafting at 17,
8 and 9. That's
you know,
not,
but,
we're always in the middle of the pack. We're always in the hunt. We're always like that's Dolphins
there.
breed.
We're always there.
So what excites you most about the Dolphins this year?
Football. No, what excites me really is I'll do one on each side. I do think our O-line has improved. And I do think that our receivers are going to have a bigger impact this year than they did last year.
Yeah.
I need Waddle, like I mentioned, Waddle taking that next step, which I think he can. And I genuinely think Reek is going to have a great year. I really think that.
I feel very good about Reek.
I feel really good about Reek this year. He just needs to stay out of the news.
He's not married
Stop
anymore.
hanging out with Antonio Brown.
He's not married anymore.
Like,
he's fine.
I think Reek could legitimately go back to 1,500 plus yards.
Yeah.
I think we can have that year, and that's what excites me. I do think the offense, especially if we can add a Noah Fant, I think this offense on paper is one of the best in the league, and it should be at least in that top 10 range.
Yeah.
And then defensively, while so much scares me, our DB depth, specifically our cornerbacks, terrify me.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Our front, our core front with Chubb coming back, hopefully he's gets to a level where he was before.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Phillips, same thing to him. I mean, what we saw the flashes before he got re-injured, he was looking back. Chop, I mean. And the guy we just drew the two. Well, you actually got the 3 defensive tackles. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? I like the trench. I like the improvement in the trenches, and that's essentially how our defense is going to survive. Is that we need to apply as much pressure.
Our defense is built off of the front seven.
100%. You need to apply as much.
Linebacker, great last year, and we're burning it back with them too, which is you. And I love this guy Willie Gay, by the way.
Yes, the front seven is what excites me about the defense, and they can cause a lot of noise.
Yep.
So that you can relieve the DBs a bit more. So that's why I'm feeling in a solid spot, but the injuries are really freaking me out. We are dropping like flies.
So if I'm hearing this correctly,
Yeah.
Are
you are.
Are you saying that the two things that excite you most about the Dolphins are the front seven and the offensive line?
1.5 of that. Front seven, yes.
Because that's what I heard. I heard offensive line and the defensive
offensive lines. Their offensive line potential does excite me. For me, if I'm picking one on the offense, I am picking the Tyreek Hill Waddle duo taken off. Okay. But the potential of this offensive line, yes.
That's a step in the right direction.
Yes, it is.
That's a step in the right direction.
This is my classic. Here we go.
Because I've never heard
my stupid optimism.
Offensive line or defensive line being a level of excitement for this team.
We're gonna have 17 Pro Bowlers this year. Our entire offensive line is getting into the Pro Bowl. I'm telling you, you heard it here right now. And you know who's gonna be an alternate? Liam Eichenberg.
I mean, that means he's going to have to play, though.
Yeah, it's a long snapper on the special team.
Oh, on long snapper.
No, okay. But yeah, no, they do like the potential of this.
Yeah, I agree.
The potential
it's like
is
any
there.
team, no injuries could mess anything up.
This is the ultimate again, and it's the Dolphins are the ultimate question mark team. They really are. Like I honestly, like I'm again, I've hyped myself up. As this episode has gone, I've increasingly talked myself more into an undefeated season. Like, this is my life, and this is what I do, and this is what I do well. And then I come crashing down to the end of the season, then it's the same recycled system, but I'm back now. So I'm at the phase of the life cycle where it's that we are so back. I just need that question mark to turn into one playoff win. Is that so much to ask? I mean, I'm not even. Of course, I'm asking. Of course, I'm asking.
I think that's all we want.
but all I want
It'd make me
is
feel something.
a playoff win. Give me one play. Let me feel that, and let me
yeah.
die happy.
Yeah.
One playoff win is all I ask for. Jesus Christ.
I know. Huh?
God, this is embarrassing and sad.
It is. We're the team with the longest active playoff drought in all professional sports,
man.
and that will linger until that
We've
changes.
got the Panthers, though. We got the Panthers.
We got the Panthers. We, I think that's what makes it, I guess, a little bit more optimistic as just a South Florida fan. Shout out Marlins. They're the hottest team in baseball right now.
Yep.
Somehow, some way, but gotta love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I do feel good about it, and yeah, I think the defensive line really is what excites me the most. Like the aspect of seeing Chop, Phillips, Chubb, all in that rotation at the same time, and then you include the interior guys, and like that just changes the whole dynamic of it. But if I saw something at training camp, and it was
You're getting emotional.
I'm about to cry thinking about this. But it was Chop on one side, Chubb on the other side, and then Jalen standing up.
I love that.
Up the middle.
No,
that is
we can
deadly.
Make noise there. Like that is truly
deadly.
where we can
Which
take
just
advantage.
takes that pressure off of the corners.
Exactly.
And then you got Minkah.
And now we got Minkah back there, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
God. No. I got you, buddy.
All right, we're good. But yeah, no, it is electric. But before we kind of wrap it up, you brought up something that I think would be a cool little segment.
All right.
And it's kind of like the teams that give you hope every single year, but never really do much with it.
Yeah.
What would you say are the top 5 teams that are that I don't even want to call them bubble teams. I don't even know what you call them. Like the fake hope teams.
Like in the entire NFL or my fandom?
No, in the NFL.
All right. Fake hope teams. I mean, we've definitely been one of them.
Yeah. No, we're in that list for sure.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
That everyone's like, oh, Joe Burrow, Joe Cool. Guys hasn't made the playoffs. The guy's a loser bum, all right? No, seriously, the Bengals are on that list.
Bengals are on that
for
list,
sure.
yep. I agree.
mean, talk about, their draft pick wanted to go back to college. That's how in dismay they are. They're lucky they got him, to be honest. Honestly, the damn Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, like, here's my take.
Wow.
Guess what? Yeah,
Hot
you've
take.
been so good. I would take your playoff win. But after so much time,
Wow.
you got to do something with it. And honestly, and to a lesser extent, because they've won it obviously way more recently in terms of the Baltimore Ravens, it's getting to that point with Lamar too, where obviously you want to take that next step. So they would probably be like the number 6. But 5 is Buffalo because they're even like...
I mean, they've never won a Super Bowl. So,
they've never won anything. They're a city of losers. I mean, they are the city of losers.
That's a hot take.
So that's 3.
That's 3. I'm surprised you haven't
The
said
Lions, but here's my thing. You know what? Take the Lions out because honestly, I would take their season last year over every season of my life. I guess same with the Bills, but like
they lost in their first playoff game.
no, they won. They lost in the second one.
No, they had the first round bye and then they lost to the Commanders.
Oh, but they beat the Rams last year though.
That was a playoff game?
The playoff game.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so they lost second round.
So in terms of them, it's different though because they're honestly so fun and electric, and I think they're going to be
very
very
exciting.
And
But really, what is that worth?
no, I know you're right. I'm trying to think. Let me see.
There's
It
an
could
obvious
be.
one.
Am I missing someone?
It rhymes with. Let me see. What does it rhyme with?
Rhymes with what?
It rhymes with callous.
Oh, that is so true. Oh my God, the only fan base that is stupider than us.
Delusional Lou.
I can't wait to bring back Lou. I mean, we didn't have him on last year. We're gonna have Lou back for sure.
yeah.
Dallas, 100%. You are totally right.
They gotta be on that list.
100%. They're in that 5 with us.
Yeah.
So it's us, Dallas, Cincinnati, and Buffalo.
Yep.
Let me see who else.
Like when I was thinking Cincy, Dallas, and us were on it, the other 2 are tough. I don't know who. Buffalo on that list is crazy, but it makes sense.
Losers. City of losers. Who's? I mean,
the Jets.
yeah, but I think they've been so bad
Yeah.
that at least the
Bears.
like these are teams
been
that
bad
provide
too.
hope.
Yeah.
In some sort, and really for the fans, it's really only been the last few years because most of our lifetime there's been no hope. But
teams that like they always live in the bubble every single year, in the hunt, they're in the hunt, but they just never do anything with it. Might be just those 4 teams.
No, there's more. I mean, the thing is, it's the differentiator of if they're just either a bad team with a one-hit wonder.
I would say you got to put a team from the NFC South in there because every year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was thinking
a 7-9 team could get you into the playoffs.
I was thinking like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because Atlanta's good enough.
Lost the Super Bowl after having
exactly. I think Atlanta's probably that one.
Atlanta's a good
and they've
one.
got a great roster too.
Yeah.
So
Atlanta's a good one.
Because I can't put the Bucks because they won with Brady not that long ago, and then the
What's
Saints.
Atlanta going to do this year?
They're running it with Penix and
Kirk is going to be the backup there?
Yeah, I think Kirk's gone. I think they're probably going to try to trade him.
Got to trade him.
Yeah, they have
Someone will pick him up.
No, they're going with Michael Penix for sure. So yeah, us. I'll go Atlanta. I'll go Dallas.
I like
us,
that.
Atlanta, Cincinnati, Buffalo.
That's a good list.
Yeah,
that's a good list. I like it. You got to throw a little subtle jab at the Buffalo
City
Bills.
of losers.
I like it. Anything else? Fins talk?
No, we'll definitely do more after. We're getting through the preseason, and then we'll do a more in-depth.
We'll do like our in-depth season analysis.
Yeah. This is just a nice little kickoff. Little cheers.
Cheers
to the
studio.
Yep.
Shout out Mikey. Thank you for this. Take a little sip. But yeah, we'll get into more like in season kind of analysis. Some fun like preseason schedule.
Yeah.
Kind of like hype and just predictions and all that.
Yeah.
And then you'll get our weekly rants. As the season begins, and we'll be in it, and then we'll mix in some fun content in between.
For sure.
We've got the new HQ here, so there'll be a lot more just overall content, but sports specific content that you can tune into, and then as the season goes on, then we'll get into some Panthers again.
It's crazy.
October's right around the corner, so basketball season will start again, hockey season will start again, and it's just that never-ending cycle of sports, baby.
Like other sports don't start till February.
I was always like, when do sports end?
Never.
I'm like,
never.
Honestly, this is probably the low. Like, this is the low.
100% this low. I mean, at least you like baseball. Like, I'm not even a baseball guy.
And if the Marlins weren't playing well right now, I probably wouldn't be even watching it. But the fact that they're playing well right now has justified me to want to watch because they're winning games.
It's really the only one I don't watch. At least we got golf. But even the major season's over, so it's like
and it's a low until playoffs start in a couple weeks. But I mean, really, this is the low of sports season.
It is 100%.
And then we get into like the prime,
and then it just rips.
Fall is elite.
Yeah,
fall
it is
elite.
the best. That's the best.
Best
Fall,
football,
winter, the best.
Best sport time.
Yeah.
And then you even got like October baseball. Like,
playoff baseball's electric. So
it's the Christmas of sports. But yeah. That about does it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Shout out Cosmo again.
Yep.
Shout out Yeti. Shout out. Who else we got to shout out?
Shout out you.
Shout out you.
Let's go.
Shout out the Dolphins. Shout out the Marlins. Shout out Stay Tranquilo. Shout out the new studio.
Yep. Shout out the new studio.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.